Welcome back to Solo Adventures! My name is Livy and I'm here yet again with another BGG Solitaire PnP contest game review. So today the game we're going to be taking a look at is Scylla's Domain, a game where we explore the depths of a sea monster's lair, attempting to collect as many pearls as possible. So as always, if you're not interested in watching me play this game, you can feel free to skip to the end where you can hear my final thoughts. Otherwise, let's venture forth. So I did the setup for this game off camera because it does take kind of a long time, relatively speaking. Basically all I did was I shuffled up these tiles that are face down, and these are the pearls, and I have my rocks as well, and I just drew action cards and looked at the number in the corner, in this case 81. So if I had drawn 81 and I was placing pearls, well actually I did, so I would have put that there. And we just do that for all of our rocks and all of our pearls. Over here we have a pile of perma rocks. The files include rock tokens, but I'm going to be switching my pawn a lot with these rocks, so I'm using cubes to make it easier. And then we have the Scylla's Revenge deck. So when you set it up, you shuffle it, and depending on the difficulty of game that you want to play, you draw 8 for easy, 7 for normal, or 6 for hard. And I'm drawing 6 for hard. So this is how the game works. We start by drawing 5 cards. Now I can take any of these actions. Player swap is not something that I can do because I'm playing solo, but if there was another player on the board, I could trade pawns with them. Or I can use look, which will allow me to look under 2 pearls. And the object of this game is to have more points than my opponent Scylla over here. Now she has the golden trident and we're going to be battling over it throughout this game. All you need to know is that whoever has the golden trident gets +1 to all of their attack rolls. So in any case, yes, I'm trying to get the most points from the pearls here. They all have numbers on the bottom, but I don't know what they are. So that's a lot of player swap. The good news is that you can also use the player swap card to move for 1. If there's a power that you don't want to use, you can always use it to move 1. And we have to take 3 actions. We get 5 cards every turn, and we have to take 3 of them, and then the other 2 will be in our hand until we refresh. So let's look. So look under 2 pearls, roll a 3 or a 5 to take 1. So let's see what we get. 2, so nope. And we'll discard. I'm going to use this card to move 1, because you have to land on the pearls if you want to collect them. And it's worth 3 points, so that's very good. I'm going to save this battle card in case I need it when Scylla attacks me. And these rocks here I cannot move through. There are cards that I can use to push them around, but I have to navigate around them. So I'm going to move 1 again. And now Scylla gets to go. So if I had the golden trident, she'd fight me for it. I don't, so we skip that part, and now she's going to fight me for my pearl. So the red is for Scylla and the blue is for me. So Scylla rolled a 2 plus 1, so that's 3, and I have just a 1, so Scylla takes my pearl. And now Scylla will do her revenge action. She does this every turn. So we draw off the Scylla revenge pile. And Scylla strikes. She strikes the board. Roll 1 dice to see the amount she hits, +2. So 1 plus 2 is 3. So that means that she's going to put 3 perma rocks somewhere on this map, and they cannot be swapped with, they cannot be moved. They are permanent. So we draw 1, 2, 3 cards. So on 84, 64, and 13. And, oh, I forgot, at the end of my turn I also refresh my hand, just in case I get like a barrier or something that I can use against her when she attacks me. I tend to forget that. So I'm going to use this to move 1. And it's a 2-point pearl. I will move 2. And I'm going to battle for the golden trident. So I'm going to fight against Scylla and try to take that from her. Well, she rolled a 1 and I rolled a 1, but since she has the trident, she has a 2, so I do not get the trident. And then we refresh. Okay, so she attacks us for our pearl. And she gets a 2 and I get a 3, so no. And then she rolls revenge. So Scylla strikes again. For 3 squares like last time, or 3 hexes. 43. So this now cancels out this rock. This is just removed from the game. 6. And 36. Okay, we can go again. I'm going to look under these. And if I roll a 1 or a 4, I can take 1. Nope. I'm going to use look to look under this one. 1 and 2, so I need a 5 to take 1. 4. Under some of these pearls, there's going to be the picture of a trident, and if I find that, then I get to take the trident. And let's move 1. Now Scylla fights us for our pearl. And she gets a 3 and I get a 3. So that means that we roll again. 2 6s. And she wins. So she takes my pearl. And I forgot to refresh my hand. I'm always forgetting to do that. Now she has her revenge phase. Portal lock. So she attacks the portals. So there's a perma rock on 2 and 5. 2 and 5. So these are closed. I cannot use them. There are some action cards that will allow me to move to portals. I'm gonna move 1 to take this one. And I'll move another 1 to take this one. And I'll move another 1 to take this one. Still no trident. Now Scylla's coming after my pearl. Oh, first I have to refresh. I always forget. Now Scylla's coming after my pearls. And she has a 3, or she has a 2 and I have a 2, so we roll again. And she wins. But actually, I had a barrier card, so I didn't actually have to fight at all. So I'm just going to forget that, and we didn't fight. I'm cheating a little bit, but I want to show you how that card works. So now I have one fewer card for next turn. And she takes her revenge. And Scylla strikes again. 1, so 3 again. 1, 11, 14. 1, 11, 14. Okay, so since I used one card to block her attack, now I only have 4 to choose from, but I still have to play 3. I'll move 2. That was 1. And how about I use my battle card to fight Scylla for the trident? I actually won. So now it's mine. And then refresh. Okay, so now that it's Scylla's turn and I have the trident, she's going to fight me for it. And I win because I have a +1. And now she's going to try to take one of my pearls. And nope. And revenge. We're getting pretty far down here. There's just 2 more revenge cards. Riptide. I am caught in a riptide. Draw an action card and move to the corresponding location. So, 27. That's not bad. So I will move 1 to get this one. 3 points. And I'll move 2 to get this one. Also 3 points, not bad. Oh, I forgot to mention that if there are any pearls left on the board by the time the game ends, then I still lose even if I have more points than Scylla. So my odds are not looking super great right now. How about I use the portal? So I will use the portal to go to portal 6. Now Scylla will go. And she does not win my trident. Now she tries for a pearl. And it doesn't win there either. Scylla strikes. Again, let's see. 4. So 85. 35. 71. And 78. Okay, so I have one more turn. So I don't think I'm going to be able to get all these pearls in one more turn, but let's just go with it. Let's use a look and look under these 2. And let's roll. If we get a 1, we can take 1. Nope. Let's look again. And if we roll a 2 or 6, we can take 1. Yay! Okay, so I'll take the 3. One more, and I'll move 1. 1. I did not get any tridents this game. Well, as you can see, there are still pearls out on the board. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 on the board. If we were just going point-wise, I have her beat. But I didn't collect all the pearls, and so yes, we lose. So in any case, what are my thoughts on this game? Let's talk about it. So the build for this game is relatively straightforward. It's just boards and some cards. However, there are 4 pieces of the board, and there are quite a lot of cards. You're also going to have to make the tokens if you don't have any counters or something to use as a substitute. But in general, I think this is a pretty easy build that you shouldn't have any trouble with. So what did I like about this game? Well, in general, I find the theme to be intriguing. I like the idea of sneaking into a sea monster's lair and attempting to recover treasure. I think that's cool. This is a prototype game that I was testing, of course, but I've seen some of the concept art for this game, and I have to say that it looks gorgeous. It's a lot of really lovely blues, and it's just really a fantastic nautical sort of feeling. The game is pretty plain right now, but I feel like there is a lot of potential to make this beautiful, with shining pearls and a glistening golden trident. The artwork on the game right now is far from final, and I'm really looking forward to what this game will look like when it's completed. As it is now, it's perfectly fine. The visual design does what it really needs to do. There's not really anything wrong with it. I do, however, think that there could have been a little bit more color in this game. The light hand management is nice, and deciding if you want to move or attack is always good. I like the flexibility in the cards. The gameplay in general is really light, and it's not hard to pick this up. Fighting for the gold trident is fun. I like that back and forth. I also really like how Scylla can strike with perma-rocks. It's really interesting how the terrain can change, and it can really mess with your strategy. So now maybe some things that I didn't like so much. Well, as you can see, this game is extremely luck dependent, and this might be a little bit frustrating for the solo player. I believe that this game was originally developed for multiplayer, so I think that the solo mode is not what this game was created for. I feel like in a multiplayer setting, this game might have a little bit more strategy to it, and definitely some more player interaction. And I guess that's what my biggest criticism for this game is that it feels like a light family game. Now, there's really nothing wrong with that at all. It's just that light family games are not the kind of thing that I generally like that much. And that's perfectly fine. I find the gameplay to be extremely difficult because I think Scylla is maybe a little bit overpowered and we are a little bit underpowered in comparison. I've played this game several times, but I have never won. It's hard enough to get to the pearls alone, let alone keep them in your possession. The fact that Scylla battles you every single round to try to take your pearls can be a bit brutal and can feel a little bit frustrating. So what is my final verdict for this game? Well, in general, I had an okay time with this game. It wasn't anything too spectacular, but it wasn't anything that I really hated. The setup was a little bit longer than what I would like for a solo game, but the gameplay was fine. Perhaps a little bit too luck dependent for my taste. I don't really see this as being a game that I would come back to too often as a solo player. However, I feel like this game was developed for multiplayer in mind. So I think this game would be particularly fun if you have kids or if you have a lot of players of different ages. I could see the whole family having fun with this. So for me personally, this is not exactly my solo cup of tea, but I think for the right audience, this could really be a lot of fun. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, then please subscribe, and if you want to help support the channel, you can check out my Patreon. Special thanks to my heroic patron, Joshua Jumbles. You can also check out the group for solo adventurers on Facebook. So until next time, friends, stay adventurous.